Hello there, my math mates. Welcome to another episode of Aussie Math. In this episode, we're going to be looking at how to identify equivalent fractions. Let's get into it. This is a common exercise that we're given in schools where we're given a fraction and we have to find an equivalent fraction, and we're given the denominator but not the numerator. So in this case, we've been given 1/4, and we have to find out what the numerator is for this fraction. And this does actually cause quite a lot of problems for a lot of people. So if that's you, don't feel bad. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this in this video. You'll notice that I've opted to put some diagrams underneath here, and that's just to help you see what we're doing, because that's always the most important part. In this first one, we've got 1/4, and we will know that a quarter is 4 equal parts. So I've got a whole here that's divided into 4 parts, and I'm going to colour one of the parts. So I'm just going to colour this top one here. So there we've got 1/4. Now, since we've got the equal sign here, that has got to equal that. So I'm just going to colour the same on this one here. Now this one, it's asking us for eighths, not quarters. So if I've got 4 parts and I need to cut them into 8 equal parts, I could do that like this. I could cut it straight down the middle. So now I've got 8 equal parts. And now that I've got 8 equal parts, you're going to see that I've now got 2 of the 8 pieces coloured. So 2 becomes our numerator, or the number on top. All right, so what if I didn't have a diagram? As we go from quarters to eighths, you'll notice the parts get smaller, right? And they get smaller by a factor of 2. The operation that happens to go from there to there is they multiply by 2. Now, if we multiply our denominator by 2, we also must multiply our numerator by 2 for it to stay the same. This rule is something that you're going to see in the next examples. So in this next one, I've got 3/4, and again, it is helpful to have a diagram and colour in 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts. Okay, there's my 3/4 coloured. Now this time, I'm not going to jump straight into the diagram on this side. I'm going to show you how we work this out. So to go from quarters to eighths, we're going quarters times by what number is going to give us 8. Now, if we're not sure, some people will know this straight away, but if you're not sure, you could rewrite it this way. You could go 8 divided by 4. So just using the 8 from here and the 4 from here is equal to what? And we know 8 shared between 4 is 2, or 4 times by 2 is 8. However you get this number 2 doesn't really matter. It's just we need to be able to get this number 2, which is our multiplying factor for this renaming. So it goes 4 to 8 multiplied by 2. And the same thing as before. If we've multiplied our denominator by 2, we also need to multiply our numerator by 2. So 3 times by 2 is going to be equal to 6. So we've got 6/8. If I showed that with the diagram, I would have to make this the same. So I'd colour in 3 of these pieces. To make them eighths, not quarters, I would need to cut this down the middle. So I've got 8 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 6 of them are coloured. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can see here that 3/4 is the same as 6/8, shown by the diagram as well. This multiplying by the same number is how we can rename fractions to a different form. Let's have a look at this next one. We've got 2/3 is the same as our missing number over 6. We want to know 3 multiplied by what number is going to give us 6. I could write that as 3 multiplied by what number is going to be equal to 6. And we know 3 times 2 is going to be equal to 6 because 6 divided by 3 would be equal to 2. If you're not too sure about this relationship, I'll put a link in the description where we'll talk about it a bit more. Anyways, our multiplication factor is 2. So 3 thirds to 6, we need to multiply by 2. So we've done that on the bottom number. We also need to do it on the top number. And of course, 2 multiplied by 2 is going to be 4. So we've got 2 thirds is the same as 4 sixths. We could check that with our diagram. So here I'm going to draw 2 thirds. And I'll make it the same on this side. And so that we've got 6, not thirds, I need to cut them in half. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts, yes, and 4 of them are coloured. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 thirds is the same as 4 sixths. Let's have a look at one more example. This time we've got 3 fifths is the same as don't know over 10. 5 multiplied by what number is going to give us 10? 5 multiplied by what number is going to be equal to 10? And we might know straight away 5 times 2 is 10. So that means that we've got this going on, times 2, and then of course this has to be the same. And we know 3 times 2 is 6. Let's check it. 3 fifths, 1, 2, 3. And I'll do the same over here. 1, 2, 3. And we want to turn these 5 parts into 10 equal parts. So I'm going to cut it down the middle. So I've now got 10 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 6 of them are coloured. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, that works. 3 fifths is the same as 6 tenths. In the next few examples, we're not going to do the diagrams anymore. But remember, you can always do this to help you if you're not sure, or you can always use this as a check as well. Here we've got 1/4, and we have to work out what it is over 16. To go, first thing is our denominator is getting bigger. And it's getting bigger by how much? We've got 4 times what is equal to 16. And we know it's 4 times 4 is equal to 16. So if we times that part by 4, the denominator, we've got to do the same thing with the numerator to keep it the same. And 1 times 4 is, of course, 4. So 1/4 is the same as 4 sixteenths. This one, we've got 3/4 is the same as don't know 40ths. So we could do it like this. We want to know what that relationship is. So it's 4 multiplied by don't know is equal to 40. And if I have a think about this, I think 40, yeah, I know what that is. 4 times 10 is going to be equal to 40. This is why it's really handy to know your tables off the top of your head, so that you can just know that straight away. 4 times 10 is 40, so 3 times 10. 3 times 10 is 30. So 3/4 is the same as 30/40ths. In this example, we've got 2 thirds is the same as don't know ninths. So we've got this relationship here. 3 times what number equals 9? And if we know on tables, we're going to know 3 times 3 is equal to 9. So that's times 3. Our numerator is also got to be times 3. And we have 2 times 3 would give us 6. So it's just a process to follow, really. We've got to work out what the multiplying factor is, and then we just multiply, well, the bottom's already multiplied for us, and we just have to multiply the top. It's pretty easy if we follow the pattern. Okay, our last one is 5 multiplied by what gives us 100? 5 multiplied by what equals 100? And I know 5 multiplied by 20 is 100. Times by 20. So this one must also be times 20. And 3 times 20 is 60. So 3/5 is the same as 60 1/100ths. And that's how we can rename fractions. Whenever we've got a given denominator, the bottom number, and we want to find the top number, we just have to remember that we have to find the multiplier, do the same to the top as we've done to the bottom. Remember, if you're having some difficulties with this part, knowing what number is going in here, then it really just takes more practice with multiplication and division, and then this bit will be super easy. But if that's hard for you for now, don't worry about it. Just keep practicing and you're going to get there for sure. We're making heaps of this content all the time, so don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on that. Also, have a look in the description for my hot tips for related videos that might be helpful. Good luck, and I will see you in the next video.